This is Gingerman Raceway in rainy South Haven, Michigan.
And we are here to live the grid life.
Woo! I pulled the grind again. So how does that saying go? We didn't choose the grid life chose us, which is actually true because Chris, who runs Grid Life, messaged us and said, hey guys, really like what you're doing. I want you to come down here and check out this event. Did a little homework. We asked a few people. We heard it's a really cool event. So we thought, yeah, let's make the drive. It's what, 6 hours from Toronto,
yeah.
South Haven, Michigan. No problem, right? So how did it go from there?
Well, as you can tell by my voice being gone, driving the FRS was not our greatest idea, but we wanted to bring a car that was reliable. Our S2000 wasn't ready to go, so we decided to drive that. And even with our silencer in the back, it turned out to be a very loud and painful ride for my vocal cords.
Yeah, Pete sounds like he's smoked a little too much of something, but somehow my voice has survived. I don't know why. I guess Pete did all the talking. Yeah, that's right. He was educating me on the world. Anyway, we're just doing a little cruise through the paddock here, and yesterday was a test day. It was dry most of the day, and we both got a little taste of the track. It's a really technical, challenging road course here. There's Time Attack guys, there's HPDE guys, there's drift guys, including Ryan Turk with his his 2J swapped
Doing
FRS.
some mad smoky drifting out there.
So we'll show you that in a little while. Other than that, man, we're just gonna cruise through the paddock here and see if we can find a few cool cars to show you, including this fully bonkers S13 from the 9 Lives Racing crew. Check out all that home-brewed aero, all built by owner Adam Sadowski and inspired by his favorite DTM and World Time Attack cars. The SR20 under the hood is 11 years old, and it was finally showing signs of its age, so Adam is planning to refresh it soon. We loved everything about this car, since it's a true home-built race car, built to go fast on a very tight budget. You 9 Live guys are doing it right. So this is our friend Will from PZ Tuning, fellow Canadian here at Grid Life. Made the long haul down with his newly developed Unlimited Class Civic. This car debuted at Road Atlanta a few weeks ago, right?
Correct.
And you brought it down here to show it off. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
We have a K24 inside this vehicle. It's powered by a BorgWarner EFR 9174 turbocharger. It makes 660 wheel horsepower, 480 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow.
And we're just at still really the development phase in terms of, getting the car working right and trying to maximize everything. As we develop it, we'll see those numbers get even higher, and it should be a blast to drive once we really get it winding out.
And you were saying you're using some traction control system to try to put the power down?
Correct. We use the Honda traction control system along with their K-Pro ECU. It allows us to actually fine-tune the slip angle, or the slip rate, so that way we can basically maximize our acceleration curve on the system. The car has so much torque that we can pretty much spin our tires from first to fourth gear at any point in time we want.
Wow.
So having the ability to take that traction control and limit the ECU either by retarding the timing or doing cylinder shutdowns allows us to basically control the wheel spin and get the car to accelerate as fast as possible.
And I really like what you did with the Skunk 2 manifold. You flipped it over so that you could route your intercooler piping flow direction right into the motor. That was the idea.
So the Skunk 2 Ultra manifold, one of the advantages is it's actually got a variable plenum on it. So you just unbolt it and you can put spacers on it. In this case, we just unbolted it, flipped it 180 degrees, and bolted it back on. It allows us to have very direct intercooler piping. We have vibrant intercooler, K-tune throttle body, and everything just works very efficient on it.
How was the aero balance so far on it? Is it
car's great. Car's so, for as stiffly sprung as it is, it's an extremely easy car to drive.
Yeah.
We run some very high spring rates on it, and I think if most people got into the car, they probably think it's pretty rigid. But as we get the grip levels increase, and you really load the G's inside it, you could make the argument that we could probably still go stiffer on it.
Really? Will told us this fuel cell enclosure was actually the most time-consuming job during the entire build, since it's not something he's ever done before. As you can see, it's already got a very serious aero package on it, including a swan neck wing from APR. Oh, and the PZ tuning crew didn't just come to Grid Life to show this monster off. Will also took the unlimited front-wheel drive time attack win and set a new front-wheel drive record at Gingerman for good measure. As his namesake Will Shakespeare would say, "You, sir, are a badass."
And now, let's watch some tires turn to smoke.
Everything in tandem, huh?
One of my favorite drift cars in both style and function was this S13 from Team Proceed. It's got a 1JZ stuffed under the hood with a slick single turbo conversion. The interior is pretty legit too, with all the right JDM fixins, including a complete set of stack gauges.
So this is Larry, and this is his amazing 350Z. The aero on it obviously really stood out to us. Larry, could you tell us a little bit about the car?
Yeah, this is actually my ex-show car here from Project X Customs. I've had it since 2007. It's a 2003 track edition, and there's very little left stock on this car. Something I've always wanted since the very beginning with my car was I've always loved the C West long nose kit. And so you can see I did put the C West here on the car. A lot of the other aero on here has actually been custom built by myself, using a lot of research and stuff. I do have the authentic Ings Plus 1 hood on here, which did pain me when I did some of my motor work. I actually had to cut a giant hole in it, which sucks when you've got a $2,000 super rare hood, but you got to do what you got to do. So,
And what is under the hood?
I'm still using the VQDE. So a lot of people see what I've got going on with the hood and they immediately assume it's an LS swap or some kind of supercharger system, and it's not. I'm running a built lower end, and then I have a CJ Motorsports front exit intake funnel, which is a really rare. There's only a few of them in the whole world, and relocates the throttle body to the front of the motor, which when you combine that with now having my intercooler in the front and my piping going directly to that, I've eliminated somewhere between 6 and 9 feet of turbo piping. So my response with my Greddy twin turbo kit is ridiculous. So I get about 18 pounds of boost by 4,000 RPM, and so it's quite the beast when you get out there.
And what kind of power is it making?
Right now it's making a little under 600 wheel horsepower.
This STI was sporting a dazzling camo livery and an Affinity Aero wing. Thanks to an off-road excursion, its original splitter was nowhere to be found. No worry though, a temporary fix was being crafted from plywood.
This Love Fab EG caught our eye thanks to that turbocharged J32 V6 swap poking through the hood. Love Fab lead mad scientist Cody Loveland told us this thing makes an easy 380 wheel horsepower on E85, and you can also see some of Cody's Pikes Peak experience in its unique aero package.
You don't see too many VQ swapped S chassis, but this S13 hatch is a great example of what can be done on a budget. Skip the paint job and spend the money on go-fast parts. Well, maybe spend a few bucks on a hydro brake lever. And how about this gnarly looking FB Mazda RX-7? With what looks like to be a swapped Turbo 2 rotary engine under the hood. Long live the Dorito!
Back in the Love Fab pit, we couldn't help but drool over Corey's Pikes Peak creation, this tube frame monster with an LQ9 twin turbocharged V8 out the back. This thing used to have an NSX body on it, but Cody's new vision is more in line with a Le Mans prototype, with serious underbody aerodynamics to go along with those giant slicks. Cody designed all of the suspension himself too, and as you can see, there's a whole lot of tubular awesomeness going on here. And those HRE wheels and StopTech brakes ain't too shabby either. And then there's our buddy Luigi's Neo Motorsport sponsored EG Civic. He's equipped it with some very nice aero, including an APR GTC 200 wing and P1 rear diffuser and side skirts. Plus, John from Foreign Speed stuffed a Garrett Turbo K24 under the hood, which pumps out an impressive 380 wheel horsepower at just 7.5 pounds of boost. And that Super Baller K-Tune shifter allowed Luigi to slice through the gears on his way to the track-modified front-wheel drive victory.
This RX-7 took meaty tires to a whole new level. There seems to be more tire poking out than actually under the fender wall. Damn. If I were to build a drift spec 350Z, then this would be it. Clean with very subtle aero, and of course an LS under the hood.
Check out this FRS rocking the complete Veris A Rising 2 body kit, the exact aero we've been coveting for our own FRS. And talk about sitting pretty on those Yokohama GT wheels. So good.
The braking FD RX-7 has such great simple style without a massive wing, which is exactly why I like it so much.
We're also big fans of Devin and his 9 Lives Racing S2000, thanks to its aggressive aero and down and dirty style. Just look at that valve cover and engine bay. This thing is giving the AS 2000 a serious run for its zero fucks given title. Devin has big plans for it though, including a turbo kit that's just waiting to be bolted up. Grid life is the gift that just keeps on giving, with Automotive Eye Candy packing every square inch of Gingerman's facility. From show cars to drift cars to full-blown race cars, this event really has it all, including, by the way, concerts on both Friday and Saturday nights. Bust out them dancing shoes.
So that's a wrap for our Grid Life experience. We got a little wet, but we had a lot of fun,
We did have a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun checking out a lot of cool cars. A really interesting range of stuff. You know, we saw Porsches and Corvettes and all the Japanese stuff that we're used to. And we got to try out Gingerman Raceway, which is a really cool track.
Really technical.
Yeah, it was a big challenge. I was totally lost out there in my first few laps.
But you start getting the hang of it. And
yeah.
I really liked the way it flowed. It was really good in that sense.
Yeah, no, it's a track I'd love to come back to and get some more time in the dry. I did a few wet laps, well, maybe one wet lap, and that was pretty sketchy. A little bit of sliding around.
That's right, because we were working so hard to get you guys the coverage that you just watched.
That's right. We missed a few sessions on the track just to get you the video. So here we are, wrapping it up, driving home in the rain.
Yep, and hopefully I'll have my voice back for the next video, because this car is a little bit loud.
It is, and we're going to fix that for you this summer too. So loud in here too.